Back at you with another one. This time we got the Playmates Monsterverse line. Godzilla vs. Kong Battle MechaGodzilla with Proton Scream. Very interesting that they call that Proton Scream. I've never heard that up until now. But anyway, this is the Monsterverse line of Playmates. So I believe that this is a reissue of this figure, possibly. Maybe they just did the regular GVK Battle MechaGodzilla, but the Monsterverse line is where we got Ferocious Kong and City of Destruction Godzilla. So, and I hope they continue these because this is really cool. This is the battle version of MechaGodzilla. Of course, he's, basically like a matte black, a metallic black, which looks really nice with the red dorsal plates. And then you're going to get the battle damage patch here along with the red Proton Scream. I would just call it Atomic Breath, but they call it Proton Scream. That's kind of interesting. But this is basically fairly similar to the regular Playmates MechaGodzilla figure, although this one looks much nicer. And we get the translucent red spines and the red breath piece. So that's cool. This is the box. Looks really nice. It's the Monsterverse box, which has King Ghidorah, Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla on it. Here you're going to get a quick write-up. The monsters of ancient myths and legends are real and battle for dominance across the world. Humanity's efforts to coexist with these titanic forces of nature is led by Monarch, a highly equipped organization of the bravest scientists, adventurers, and military specialists in the world. Now humanity enters a brave new era of discovery filled with unknown dangers. So I've read that before. I'm not sure if that was on City of Destruction, Godzilla, and Ferocious Kong or not. But anyway, the back of the box is really nice. You have a nice picture of the figure here with the Proton Scream in his mouth. Looks awesome. Godzilla vs. Kong Battle MechaGodzilla with Proton Scream, a robotic apex predator with unstoppable powers of laser destructions. MechaGodzilla was created in secret to destroy Godzilla and end the reign of the monsters. And then you have another picture of the figure with the battle damage reveal. So this is cool. And the funny part about this is I was watching a toy hunt video last week, Jurassic Park World Collector, his video. He went to Walmart, and there was like, he had some of the second wave Playmates from the GXK line, like Tiamat and Battle Axe Kong. And there was one of these on the stand when he was toy hunting, and basically, he was surprised to see it there, I guess, because he considered it an old toy. And let me see, is there a year on this? I don't really see one. I don't know if this is brand new. Let's see. Yeah, this is 2022. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's an old toy that he found that happened to pop up on the shelf, and it's the weirdest thing because I watched that. I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. I'm never going to see that in my stores, my Targets. I have Target by me, but the Targets are very weird, like you'll never know what they're going to have on the shelf. Like I lucked out with the second wave, with the Tiamat and the Energized Godzilla and the Battle Axe Kong. All of those, was the last one of them. It was just one figure. And today I went to my closest local Target, and boom, there's one of these Battle MechaGodzilla on the shelf, just like Jurassic Park World Collector found it. You know what I mean? I felt like I was in his video for a second. It was a weird deja vu type of experience. So shout out to you, Jurassic Park World Collector. Yeah, I had the same experience you did. There was one Battle MechaGodzilla left on the shelf, you know. So I snagged it, and we're gonna get it out of this box and take a look at it and review it. All right, so let's get going. All right, so we got him out of the box. This is the battle damage piece here, and the Proton Scream, which looks very nice, by the way. It's very interesting. I like the color red. I love the red on the Proton Scream on his dorsal plates here. And if you can see here, the eyes are red. And this has got a lot of detail on it, as you can see here. You know, you can see all of the metal parts on it. That's the battle damage right there, where you could kind of see inside on them. Looks very cool. Would have been nice if they painted that a little bit of a different color. It's basically painted close to the same color. Maybe it's a little bit lighter actually, so you kind of see the silver more than, you know, because the rest of it is like this matte black or dark gray. That's a little bit more lighter gray or silver color right there. Looks very nice actually. Yeah, so, you know, from the outside here, it looks really nice. Of course, the inside of the mouth on the Playmates MechaGodzilla was a little strange when you open it all the way, you know, kind of looked like it has a keg of beer on the inside, and this is, seems like it's no different. I'll get to that, but, just straight away from the outside, it looks pretty cool, actually, you know. It's not like 100% screen accurate, obviously, because you're talking about, you know, a $10 toy here, but it's damn good, you know. And as you can see here, you know, it's quite detailed all over the place. Yeah, so, you know, I really like that. It looks like they've done the claws a little bit differently here on this Battle MechaGodzilla than the original ones. They look a little sharper. They look better, you know, on this figure. I don't know if I'm bugging out. I'll take out the original MechaGodzilla just to compare them, but these look a little different. They look better than the claws on that one. But, you know, the legs on this figure, and for the same as for the regular MechaGodzilla, are like a little loose, you know, so he's kind of like always like hunching forward. You can try to straighten up the knees as much as possible and bend and balance the tail to get him to stand a little straighter up. But it does have it seems like it has like this natural proclivity to just fall forward or lean forward at the knees, you know, where if you want him to stand up a little higher, you gotta like work that tail and make sure the knees are not really bent that much to do it. But straight off the bat, I really, really love the paint job. I like this figure a lot. I like it better than the regular MechaGodzilla from Playmates, from the GVK line. This is nicer, you know. And I really like these Monsterverse figures. I hope they keep doing them, actually, you know, because the Ferocious Kong was great. The City of Destruction Godzilla was great. And this seems to be like it's great as well, you know. So I'm really excited about it. Let's pose it. We'll put the battle piece on them, and then I'll pose them, and then I'll show you what the Proton Scream looks like. But we'll get into all of it. Let's go. All right, now this just looks great. First of all, the translucent dorsal plates are very, very nice on this. Looks awesome all the way down to the tail. Of course, you have two-pronged blade at the end of the tail here as well. And, you know, this is basically you take one leg, keep it straight, and the other you kind of bend it at the knees. The legs go back and forth and a little bit in and out. They bend at the knees. The feet move, which is really, really nice. You can do some cool poses with the feet. They move side to side and up and down. The arms move around and out, bends at the elbow as well. And the claws are very, very well done. Let's just show you here. You can see the inside of the mouth. It looks a little better on this one because of the color that it's painted, but you can see that round like keg of beer towards the back of his mouth. That's kind of strange, but whatever. It's not bad. It looks better on this figure, you know. Of course, you have like, you know, the nooks and the crannies on the back here, the rockets, the jet packs, I guess. But that looks really very nice. And the tail is kind of cool. You know, like it almost, it gets in the way, you know, for some poses. You really gotta like, bend it to balance it correctly. Like you kind of got to bend it up, and then, you know, like to get them to stand in certain poses correctly, you got to also work the tail, you know. But that looks very nice. All right, let's keep going. Of course, you could get them into some really nice tail off the ground poses like this one here. It balances quite nicely. And that's cool. I would have liked it if there was, you know, this has a stylized approach where in the movie the tips, you know, the dorsal plates were silver and the tips were red, whereas Playmates just makes them red straight throughout. And, you know, a little bit different than what we saw in the movie, but I really, really happen to like the way they look on this one. They pop against the darker paint job, you know, of the figure. But yeah, you could get them into some really nice, nice poses like that. You know, the tail is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I like that very much. All right, now you can balance them fairly well on this. You could get them into like a nice stomping pose here, like he's going to stomp on Godzilla or Kong's chest, which he did do that in the movie, so he definitely was kicking. His head doesn't move, which is, that's a negative about the figure. That would have been nice if the head turned side to side. It's basically, that's it. You can only move the mouth on this. You can't make it look up and down or side to side. Like the head is where it is. But that doesn't stop it from getting into cool poses like this. But it would even be cooler if you could put it in a pose like this and make the head look down, like he's really stomping on somebody. But you could, that looks nice anyway. Regardless, the feet are cool. You know, the articulation on this is definitely underrated. And this figure looks nice, way better than the like light gray, almost plastic look of the original MechaGodzilla. This looks more metal than that one did. You know what I mean? And I love the darker color of it. So, looking really cool. Of course, you could get him in a nice running pose like this, which all of the Playmates figures look good when you put them in a running pose. It's, the legs are definitely like flopping around and loose on this, so you really gotta like balance it and pose it correctly to get it into some of these poses, you know. So I just want to tell you that. I want to tell you the good and bad when I review figures. So, and that's the drawback that the Playmates MechaGodzilla figures seem to have, and it's basically that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it goes to do. The legs are, you know, you have to really, you have to kind of get it. Yeah, see, it's like they don't want to stay, you know. Like you have to really balance them correctly to get it into. It looks really cool, but you know, it's just you have to work with the feet. You have to work with the feet. So, but yeah, I wanted to show you that too. Good and bad. All right, now this looks great. You can really get the legs to go out pretty wide, and I love the way the feet function on this figure. Actually, you know, that's one underrated part about it is the way the feet function. The way they move allows you to balance them for poses. You know, they just you could get them in the correct spot where you could get the feet are a big help in getting them into the position you want. And that just looks really nice. Of course, this is the Proton Scream here, the red Proton Scream. And as you can see, that looks very, very nice. Yeah, I'm really digging this. That looks cool, man. Look at that. And that's about, you know, as wide as the arms go as well. So that looks cool. That looks like a nice battle pose, you know, where he's shooting the Proton Scream. I hate even saying that, Proton Scream. That's corny, man. I'm not really into that name, you know. I would just like to call it Red Atomic Breath, which would be that, you know, would be much better. But Proton Scream. He's screaming? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Whatever. If that's what it is. It's a nice piece, though. It's a nice piece of Scream. Wild. I'm digging this figure, though. Let's keep going. Now we're basically going to duplicate the picture from the back of the box here. Show you what that looks like, which is really nice. This is cool. This is a looker, man. This is a nice looking figure. I got to tell you. And it functions better than the other MechaGodzilla as well. Like as far as posability is concerned. This is nice. Keep going with this Monsterverse line, you know. I got to get the Ghidorah too, because I actually really like that. Even though it's like small, you know, like it probably does not scale well with the rest of these. You know, I've seen people. It's a really nice looking figure. I wish I would see that in my local stores, but I don't know. You just have to visit them regularly because you never know what they're gonna have in there. I actually went in there today to see if they had like Mothra in there yet, or if they had Misting Godzilla or the Punching Kong. But I don't think those are in stores yet as far as Target is concerned anyway. I haven't seen them. I think it's just been the Kong with the battle axe, Tiamat, and Energized Godzilla. And this guy happened to pop up, you know. Maybe it's a reissue of it. I don't know. Or an updated version of the figure. I'm not quite sure on that. I'm not sure why a 2022 figure is winding up in my Target today in 2024. But I'm certainly glad that it did. You know. I like that. I like this. It's very nice. And, you know, to be honest with you, and I've mentioned this before in certain reviews from the GVK MechaGodzilla, but it took me a while for this look of MechaGodzilla to grow on me, and now I quite like it. Like where I think it might have even moved into second place on the 74 is the best. Maybe this one is in second place for me. I also like the Ready Player One, which I've said before, but it's grown on me and I quite like it now. And I like this take on it. I like Playmates' stylized approach. What more can I say about Playmates? Look at the paint job. Look at the detail. Look at the accessories you're getting with it. Look at the beautiful translucent dorsal plates. Nooks and crannies all over. A really nice metal look to it. $9.99, boys. $9.99. Let's go, Playmates. Thank you. You know, Playmates are great. You know, like I don't even see Playmates as kids' toys. Maybe they are, but not to me. You know what I mean? To me, you know, Playmates are like what collectors look for when they collect figures. Are you getting a good figure? Did you pay a good price for it? You know? Yes. Yes are the answers to that, you know? You can't beat it. You get bang for your buck with Playmates. What you get, to me, is worth more than $9.99. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You could drop $90, $100, $150 on an SH Monsterverse figure and be pissed off. You know what I mean? You're never gonna get pissed off spending $9.99 on a Playmates. It's always gonna give you your money's worth, and that's why I collect them. I collect the SH Monsterverse. I collect Taya. I collect Bandai vinyl, but I will always collect Playmates, and I get sometimes the most excited about Playmates because of what you get for the price. And this is certainly nice. Look how cool that Proton screen is with the red. Awesome. Really nice looking figure. And that's about as high up as you could get him to look right there, which looks kind of nice. You have to really do some work to get him like that. But, you know, you really got to bend and move that tail along with really working the legs to get them to stand more straight. But, yeah. So that looks cool, though. It's really sharp looking. I believe I said earlier in the video that it moves at the elbows. It does not. They're just... they look like they're bent that way. I figured that they did move, but they don't. So the arms just move out and swivel around, which is okay. You know what I mean? So the elbows don't move, the claws don't move, and the head don't move on this. And I gotta say, you know, it would have been nice if they did. You know what I mean? And I guess that's one of the drawbacks of getting a $9.99 figure, you know, is like, you know, like Playmates is just a little bit of articulation away from really being great. I don't care if they raise the price of them $5, $10, or you're paying $20 for these instead of $9.99. If they gave it just a little bit more articulation, you know, would have been nice if the claws at least swiveled around and the elbows bent a little bit and the head moved, you know. But that's it, you know. Those are the flaws. The flaws are the legs are a little loose. You got to work them. The elbows don't bend. The claws don't move. The head don't move. And then you got the beer keg in his mouth. But you know, if you're going to use the Proton scream, you're not going to see that anyway. Or if you have his mouth closed, you're not going to see that anyway. You know, when I pose him on the shelf, he's going to have the Proton scream in his mouth. So, but yeah, you know what I mean? But whatever. You can excuse those flaws for a $9.99 figure. And it makes up for it in other ways. It's painted well. It looks good. You know, the red pops on it. It looks more metal. And it does have some underrated posability, regardless of it missing, you know, bending at the elbows and wrists and such. You could still get them into some kind of dynamic looking poses anyway. So that's dope. All right, so now I just want to quickly compare it with the regular MechaGodzilla from Playmates, which you can see the color difference here. Obviously, this one looks more metal, you know what I mean? This light gray makes it look plastic rather than metal, you know what I mean? So, you know, and this one brings out the details of the figure more. Also, you can see here, these dorsal plates are not translucent like these and don't pop anywhere near or look anywhere near as nice as these do. The tail is even nicer on this one. So, other than that, they're pretty much the same figure, but this one just looks so much nicer. You know, but I think it's a decent take on MechaGodzilla by Playmates. Does it have its flaws? Yeah, you know, but I think this definitely improved upon this one, you know, and so we got something better now. Of course, you could recreate that scene with the skull crawler, where MechaGodzilla basically picks it up by both hands and then blasts it in the mouth with the Proton scream. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, you could basically have him matching beams here with Godzilla. This is the GVK Godzilla with the translucent dorsal plates and atomic breath piece. And that looks kind of nice. They met beams. You can't really do it straight out, but you could still make them meet each other, which is dope. That looks quite nice. And you could basically recreate that scene where Kong jumps on his back, grabs him by the mouth, so you know, right before he's about to kill Godzilla. And that's dope that you could even balance something like that and have his mouth wide open, you know. Awesome. And you could kind of recreate that scene where Godzilla charges up the axe for Kong while MechaGodzilla's stepping on him, and then Kong just takes out MechaGodzilla after that. But that looks real nice. And this is how they scale together. Quite nicely. I think the scaling is actually pretty good. You know what I mean? Definitely better than the SH Monster Art scaling for their Godzilla and Kong. This looks like about right height-wise. So that's kind of cool. Now I just want to compare them with the other two Monsterverse line figures, 6-inch figures that I have, which is the City of Destruction Godzilla and the Ferocious Kong. And those are looking really nice. Of course, I've also, you know, I believe the Titan Tech Godzilla, Kong, and Rodan are also part of the Monsterverse line. And they have that Ghidorah, like I said, too. But I like the Monsterverse lines. I like the way these figures look. They look really nice. Very, very interesting take on the 2014 Godzilla, on the 2017 Teenage Skull Island Kong, where you get the propeller, and Battle MechaGodzilla. Very cool stuff. So, all right. Just going to wrap it up now. You know, I do recommend this figure very much. It's another nice figure from Playmates to add to your collection. So, you know, you should feel good about running out there to get this guy. I've seen him on Mercari for, you know, much more than you're going to get him for at Target or Walmart. But these are popping up now, okay? So it's now 2 of us that have walked into our local Walmart and Target and found this guy. So you should do that. Go on a toy hunt. You know, especially if you look to add other things. Go to the GXK section and see if they got this guy. He might be in there. He's popping up in stores. So, and he's quite nice. I like him very much. And I'm happy to add him to the collection for sure. But Playmates, man, can't say enough about them. This is a cool MechaGodzilla, peoples. So go out there and get you some MechaGoji. And if you like the video, check out some of my other reviews. You know, just peruse through them. And make sure you like the goddamn video. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.